G'day geeks, Chris here, and a bit of a different video because I've just hit 250 subscribers. Cue the celebrations. So I thought I'd celebrate by showing off my toy room. So I've done 2 toy room tour videos already. This is going to be the third and final part. So yes, let me know what you think. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And let's get on with the show. I've covered the first kind of half of my toy room in the first 2 videos that I've done, so toy room tour part 1 and part 2, imaginatively titled, so definitely check those out on YouTube. But just that includes all of the stuff that you can see here, but I go into a lot greater detail in those videos, so definitely give that a watch. Next to the shelves that cover my superpowers, Marvel, sci-fi, etc. I've got this shelf which includes a whole bunch of stuff. The first shelf on this is all about Masters of the Universe and Transformers, so it's a bit of a spillover, I guess. You can see Super 7 Prince Adam there, the laughing He-Man with the lovely glitter background. That's when Super 7 were doing the Masters of the Universe classics. We got the recent Modulock and the Mattel, I think that might be a Masterverse Stinkor. Then we got some Hasbro Studio Series Transformers, mainly from the '86 movie, and some of the cool, that's a Shockwave blockies, I'm pretty sure. That's a reissue Transformers Chrome Dome. I wish they did more of the reissues. They were available here in Australia at Target, I think, for like $30-40, relatively cheap. They're hard to find now. And then another reissue there. So reissues of figures I had as a kid. It's one of my rare Grimlock, one of my rare figures that survived my childhood. That Grimlock is from a Pretender Transformer, you know, the ones that had the shells in them. That's a cool Unicron head hot rod. And then we got Snout Spout when the 4 Horsemen did those statues or stactions. We got Cup, we got these little Hot Wheels Land Sharks. I love it when Hot Wheels do kind of Masters Universe and other pop culture themed vehicles, which is pretty cool. And some of the smaller vehicles that I had as a kid, that one there, the little bird guy, I can't remember his name, but that's another one of my vintage Transformers as well. So there we go, a couple of Transformers and some cool He-Man figures. This is kind of my supernatural, scary kind of themed shelf, and also Who Framed Roger Rabbit from Simpsons. We've got a Ghostbusters little golden book there, and again these are some reissues as well, which is cool. And some of the cheaper figures from the new movies. That was from Frozen Empire, no, the one before that. And yeah, some cool couple of Battle Beasts, some Lego, not necessarily always authentic Lego, but there you go. And some real Ghostbusters. That kind of Joker playing card is from a weird Dark Knight collection when Mattel, I think, were doing Batman figures. Rare Janine there, complete with her ghosts. These are all the figures I had as a kid. Again, not the exact ones, but ones I picked up on eBay. And some Lego in the background there, Stranger Things and Gollum, and Hellboy and Abe Sapien. This little cool thing I think I got from a bookshop, the Ghost Trap, which makes lights and sounds. So yeah, that's kind of my Ghostbusters-y, Stranger Things-y, supernatural shelf. That's a Demogorgon from Stranger Things. This is on my 3rd shelf. A couple of Dungeons & Dragons kind of, well, fantasy Dragonlance Forgotten Realms books, which I must read. Another Dungeons & Dragons golden book based on the cartoon. Black Star, cool figures. They had the sparkling chest, a big D20 there, a cool little Frodo there. And yeah, some advanced Dungeons & Dragons figures and whatnot. There's a Hook Horror, a rare figure I recently picked up at Nexus. Tomb Raider there, because she kind of fits in with the theme of this kind of fantasy jungly kind of shelf. Chris Pine from the D&D movie, and when D&D did the cool Lego minifigure blind bag, so I got a couple of those because I played a bard. I can't remember where that guy's from, but yeah, he's a pretty cool character. These were, I think, maybe Hero Quest or Warhammer, something like that. They were from my childhood. And a couple of 4 Horsemen Mythic Legions figures and a carded Robin Hood figure, but he is missing his accessory. And we've got a D&D book there and a vintage D&D catalogue. The cool card backs, which I love. We've got the Witcher there and Strongheart and the Wizard there, Kellic, I think. Super 7 trading cards when they do D&D wax packs, which is pretty cool. And then the bottom shelf of this little bookcase thing is basically just board games and some Super 7 and some McFarlane toys. So we've got Bizarro and we've got Cyborg Superman. We got Doomsday. That's actually my childhood Doomsday, and the latest kind of Mythic Legions figure I have there as well. And I got given this awesome classic Playmate Star Trek bridge, which is fabulous, and another reissue Ghostbuster there of Winston. So a pretty cool looking shelf, which has a whole bunch of variety on it. And on the sides, I've just used kind of ties. We get a lot of ties and whatnot in figures, don't we? So I usually keep them because they can be pretty handy. So that's a Super 7 reaction of Voltron. And then on the other side, we have a Super 7 reaction Robocop. I just love the card backs and stuff of these. And then we got Sting from Lord of the Rings and a D&D D20, 20-sided dice keyring. Moving along, I can't remember where this Batman and Superman figures were from, but they're actually the first two figures I kind of got as an adult, or really, in the recent last 10 years or so. They kind of kicked off my collection, and that's where I discovered Pop Culture, Australia's biggest online toy store. And then I picked up the Martian Manhunter. He's got a broken belt, I think from Amazon. But yeah, these are pretty cool, pretty detailed, and they come with a bunch of accessories. So yeah, they've been with me in a couple of house moves and stuff. And I love the thumbs up Superman. Very poseable, cloth goods, all of the good stuff. Firestorm, I love Firestorm. I love kind of obscure DC Comics characters. So that's a statue. You don't have a lot of busts or statues. Got a G.I. Joe, as I said. I love it when Hot Wheels do vehicles. We got a G.I. Joe vehicle there. And we got a Superman the Movie Cup, which I think I also got from Nexus Toy Fair. And here we have Ali Viper, and then a couple of, that's Tunnel Rat from the G.I. Joe Classified line. G.I. Joe Classified line from Hasbro is absolutely awesome. I don't collect all of them, there's so many, but I do have a few that I haven't even opened yet. But basically I'm just collecting the ones that I had as a kid. Here's some more G.I. Joe Classified. So we've got Sergeant Slaughter, Snake Eyes, Outback, and then we've got Killer Croc, Big Boa, and we've got Destro in the back there, and a Cobra Trooper. There's so many names, I wish I could remember them. We've got a Superman pop hiding out in the background there. I don't have a lot of pops, but I wish there was more Superman 78 merchandise, but thankfully the last few years has seen a bit more merchandise. I love that this classified G.I. Joe Slaughter comes with a little figure of himself. That's from the recent O-Ring where they did the Transformers G.I. Joe collab with the Triple T tank, and then that came with Slaughter there and Leatherneck, I believe. So the G.I. Joe figures are just awesome. If like me you grew up in the 80s, you love wrestling. So yeah, 80s was when I was really into wrestling, me and my two brothers. I didn't really watch it in the 90s, but I've got a recent pickup there of the WWE Superstars, or WWF I guess it was called back then. And we got some of the Junkyard Dog, Bret the Hitman Hart. Those are the Master Universe crossover figures. Bridge Barber Beefcake, one of my favourite characters, wrestlers as a kid. Hulk Hogan, we've got Randy, Macho Man Savage. In the background there we've got Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Mr. T and Hulk Hogan pops. When Mr. T showed up in WrestleMania, was it 2? I was absolutely blown away. It's like, wow, this is the ultimate crossover. And then we've got British Bulldog and Sergeant Slaughter Lego figures as well. And another wrestling shelf. I still got most of my childhood LJN figures, the big rubber ones, but I had to buy this guy, I think, off eBay, George the Animal Steel. And we've got some of the thumb wrestlers, the Hasbro, I think, Ultimate Warrior, Jake the Snake, Iron Sheik and Junkyard Dog thumb wrestlers, where you put your thumb in their bum and wrestle them, which is pretty cool. And then I love this kind of retro 4-pack with Rowdy the Roddy Piper and Mr. T. Had Bob Orton, I believe, and Mean Gene. So yes, who doesn't love wrestling, especially if you grew up in the 80s? It was undeniable. Just below the two wrestling corners or little squares, I've got some more McFarlane figures. So we got the Ray. I did love the Ray comic in the 90s. That's not a completely accurate version of his comic. I think that's the Mattel version, and all the rest of McFarlane figures. So we've got Max Mercury, Azrael Batman, Impulse, Steel, Cyborg Superman, which I think is from DC Universe Class or DC Direct, Parallax, Green Lantern, and Azrael in his cool red armor. You can see Steel's hammer is bending. It's a bit unfortunate. It's a common problem with that hammer. It's bending over time. But yes, I love that McFarlane Toys, they've been pumping out the more obscure DC characters, which is great. And to the right, we've got a carded. Well, he's kind of coming off the card, but there's Mantis from Superpowers. Picked him up relatively cheap on eBay, I think like 60-70 bucks. Strong Heart again from NECA, and that's my childhood Prince Adam and my childhood He-Man, which is pretty awesome. Battle Cat now complete. I got him for, I think it's like $2 from an op shop a couple of years ago. And we got Nacelles, I believe, Dargon from the Sectors line. I've got quite a few of my original Sectors from childhood, or Sectars as they call them in America, and they are still pumping them out, which is great. So we've got more on pre-order, which is cool. And the last couple of shelves, we've got basically just comics. We got the cool Masterverse Ninja and Trapjaw, and a Bane, which I've had for a number of years, and that's the Supernatural's Tomb of Doom, the cool hologram. Basically, yeah, it's like a casket you open up. It's got a cool hologram inside. I'd love to get the complete Tomb of Doom, but it's very expensive. Just scrolling down, we've got the classic Star Trek. This is from Playmates. This is from Star Trek, no, not Star Trek 4, Star Trek 6, Undiscovered Country. And then under that, we've got Lily from Star Trek First Contact, the first film starring the Next Generation cast. And then we've got more Star Trek below that, including some cool Micro Machines, a few Playmates, and then the cool Ninja Turtles Donatello a Spot crossover, a tricorder, which actually works with lights and sounds, which is pretty cool. This Kirk figure, I can't remember who made that, maybe a NECA. And the recent Sulu, which I've reviewed on my channel, that was from Nacelle. Picard there, which I also picked up at an op shop. This cool Mego Admiral Kirk and Spock there. Star Trek comic from DC with a cool cover. And then I found this, I think, at an op shop as well, which is Star Trek 2 The Wrath of Khan, the audio book, completely sealed, which is cool. And that's Khan from also Playmates recently. And then the Star Trek card back and the First Contact novel. I've got all of the novelizations of the first few Star Trek films, which is cool. This chunky Hawkman figure from DC. A couple of Batman from when they did their kind of black and white statues, and that is the Build-A-Figure Bat from the Batman Forever wave, from Batman Forever. And then at the back there we've got Rorschach from Watchmen, and this glow-in-the-dark light, and Carrie Kelly, Robin, and Batman from The Dark Knight Returns. So that's a pretty cool Star Trek focus shelf. Just below that, speaking about Batman Forever, it's a guilty pleasure of mine. It's not the best Batman film necessarily, but I was right into comics when it came out, so I'm a sucker for Batman Forever. That penguin is from Batman Returns, but the rest of the stuff is from Batman Forever, including 2 of the 4 McDonald's cups, a couple of sealed trading card packs, the VHS, the cool Robin, again Hot Wheels Batman Forever Batmobile, and a bigger Batmobile on the back there. On the Batman Returns cup, I've just noticed. And from my childhood, I think from Previews magazine back in the day, the comics magazine, a promo for the shiny metal trading cards from Batman Forever. Next to that, we've got another He-Man shelf with the cool Masterverse Ram Man, and I think again some Hot Wheels, and the kind of Sky Sled, and the 40th anniversary He-Man atop the, I think that might be the Revolutions or Revelation Battle Cat, the one based on the Kevin Smith animated series that ran on Netflix a couple of years ago. Even more He-Man below that. So these are from, oh gosh, who are these from? I can't even remember now. But these are the smaller kind of He-Man figures, which are pretty cool. I think I've got the first wave of these. They come with cool accessories and trading cards and whatnot. And that's the Origins, King Randor and Teela there. And a cool Master Universe. I think I just got this from eBay because the artwork is so cool. That's from one of the many books that they put out back in the day. This is the mainly cartoon collection, so I saved the cartoon collection stickers from the packaging because they're always quite handy. So I just love the bright colours and stuff, they just really stand out. Look at all those colours, and a couple of repro instructions for the Dragon Walker and the Roton just in the back there as well. But these shelves are pretty cool, you can just get them from Kmart or whatever. It's just to kind of give them a bit more elevated and show a bit more level so they're not all crowded together. More Motu below there, including some cartoon collection. The Leonardo is the Motu Ninja Turtles crossover figures. Another Hot Wheels there. Roboto in his original mini comic colours, and King Hiss, which I love. He's one of my favourite. And I think that's a 2000X cartoon collection Man at Arms in the back there. And then here we've got Beastman's whip kind of dangling down from the top shelf, but just below that we've got, Leech and the Laser Light He-Man and Horde Trooper, Ninja Triclops, Spycore, and Terraclaw, Skeletor, Mosquito, and Faker. So again, just love the colours, and these are all Origins figures. So yes, He-Man is kind of the bulk of my collection, I guess I would say, for sure. The last last bookcase in the tool room now. Got a cool Super 7 Reaction Frankenstein. They've done all these Universal monsters, and I just love the colours and the card backs, and the back of them is pretty cool as well. They just look pretty cool. You can get them for pretty cheap. I think like $15 on Pop Culture, which is pretty cool. Very powerful scented strawberry shortcake from the Loyal Subjects, who are they're the people that are doing the mask. The Kenner mask for transforming vehicles. The recreations, Rainbow Bright, I love Green Lantern, so that's glow in the dark Green Lantern cover, Green Lantern issue 50, and Skeletor kind of head there. They did I think 3 or 4 of these in different colours with different accessories, which are pretty cool. I think there might be Mega Blocks inside, so yeah, definitely glows in the dark quite powerfully. Thundercats, Silverhawks, and Brave Star take the focus of this kind of 80s cartoon shelf, including a couple of the Thundercat minifigures from LJN, I believe. They're very hard to find, especially hard to find complete with the accessories. That is the Ramen Toy Marshall Brave Star from the Brave Star cartoon, plus the vintage one at the back, and I think he might be complete actually, which is pretty awesome. They're slightly bigger figures, but they are just great with the action features and all that kind of stuff. Super 7, just pump it out, Silverhawk. So we've got Bluegrass, who's my favourite, and Steel Wheel, I think, perhaps in the back. Also from Super 7, my favourite Thundercat, Tigra. And we got Slithe and Rataro and Hammer Hand, I think, relatively new Super 7 Ultimate pickup. We've got a Funko Pop of the Cat's Lair, little cool book and recording of the Thundercats. I don't have the tape, but just the book, and the Wily Cat from also the vintage. None of these are from my childhood, but I'm happy to see that they're still pumping out, especially Super 7, going deep in their Thundercats line for sure. So a pretty happy shelf, that one, love it. Even more cartoon focused on this shelf. Started with Smurfs, had a few Smurfs as a kid. Some of these are my vintage ones. In fact, I think that guy in the Smurf little house might be. Then we got Hungry Hippos. I think that might be from a McDonald's Happy Meal with a little Garfield hanging on. Charlie Brown. Again, I'm pretty sure that's my vintage figure. Inspector Gadget. And another one I got, I think, from a op shop or something. Danger Mouse. That's also from Funko, the little, whatever they call them, the soda ones they put in the can. Dinosaurs, remember that show? The Muppet Babies, again, they were like Happy Meal kind of things. Gummy Bears, Super Grover, and yes, the cool Rubik's Cube dial kind of clock thing. Had that as a kid, also picked that up, I think at a Nexus Toy Fair. Snoopy calculator, had that as a kid, had to get it on at an auction, I think. Don't pop up very often. Some Duplo, I believe, and some Care Bears and some other Ooshies. We got a bit of a Sesame Street Care Bears and Flintstones. Another Ooshie there of the new ones, Toy Story. NECA, I think, do these. So that's I always forget if that's Bert or Ernie. And a bit of a cup there as well. Pepper Le Pew, I think, is in the background there. Some more Garfield, and those are the name I forget, but they're an independent toy company. They're kind of like food fighters, so pretty cool. Another 80s kind of focused shelf. I think I'll change this shelf at some point, so this is all Simpsons focused. So I didn't actually realise how much Simpsons product I have, but you know, they've been going around since the 80s, really late 80s, so yeah, there's certainly a lot of merchandise. But I am due a toy room tour, so a toy room cleanup rather, so I did want to do a toy room tour before I finish. But yeah, we got some of the Simpsons ones here, the minifigures that came out in the 90s, and the cool little house and stuff that you can get pretty available now. And the old Playmates, I think that's Brad Goodman, and they come with cool accessories and the more articulated figures like Ito and Groundskeeper Willie there. But yeah, a whole bunch of Simpsons figures. I got most of these, like probably 20 in a job lot. Super 7, McBain action figure there, glow in the dark, Mr. Burns, and feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. Skiing, Flanders there, and again, I think that might be a KFC or something, Hungry Jacks maybe. Kind of build a figure like they all came with a Happy Meal when you put them all together. So there we go, that's my Simpsons shelf. I've got more than that, but yeah, I think I've got so much other stuff I'd like to display. Probably like all of us, I've got stuff in tubs and on the floor and stuff, so it's time to kind of do a bit of clear out, I think. Not just in this shelf, but some of the other shelves as well, and kind of recirculate and get some new stuff on display. More 80s kind of stuff here. Chuck Norris and the Karate Commandos. I had a couple of figures of Chuck Norris as a kid. Cool kind of superpower action features as well, I remember, where you'd squeeze the legs or whatever. That one I got off eBay. It's in pretty good condition as well. Cool Dino Riders. They are just so hard to get, Dino Riders complete, not the actual figures but the vehicles or the dinosaurs themselves. Had a few of those as a kid, including the Tyrannosaurus, but long gone. Tintin, Asterix and Obelix there. Got a Rock Lord, Hook, Peter Pan. I wish they did more. So this is a Mattel kind of, that's what these purple and green guys are from. The Dino Riders kind of Super 7 reissue. They're basically just like kind of Keshi, like muscle figures. We've got the new Condor there. That's the new one, and some vintage Dynamo, and who is it, the Vampire? So yes, I think that figure might actually be mine, but the rest isn't. Another Simpsons, Troy McClure. Cops and Crooks, cool. I think this might be from Big Bad Workshop. And yeah, some blockies of their Grimlock Megatron. Some other vintage Cops and Crooks figures, again hard to find, especially complete. Battle of the Planets, and then we got a Centurions bad guy. I think I only had one Centurions figure, which was that guy. So I got him off eBay. Again, they're not cheap. And then Bionic 6, I think that might be Billy and Madam O. I wish we had more Bionic 6. I wish Super 7 or someone would kind of take up the reins and give us more Bionic 6. It's such a cool line. An odd-ish kind of scale, but the die-cast metal parts and the translucent parts are absolutely awesome. But again, very hard to find. So it would be awesome if someone could remake that, because they're certainly making everything else. This is my 90s focused shelf, 90s focused DC shelf. Really, kind of 90s and early 2000s. I love the Kenner Total Justice line, just awesome stuff. I want to complete those. I've pretty much got all of them carded. I had a few of those loose as a kid, but yeah, none of them survived. DC Direct Green Lantern and Green Arrow on the other side. So I've kind of put both green guys on the other side, and the same, there's a Green Arrow Total Justice on that side, and then a Green Lantern Total Justice on that side. So that's Parallax, when Hal Jordan went evil. And then superpowers, so this is from McFarlane Toys, so these are just carded. Superman and Batman, two biggest heavy hitters. And then we have a cavalcade of DC Comics characters here. I love the Ed McGuinness style, the chunkier bodies, so these are from DC Direct from probably 20 years ago now. Got a couple of versions of Aquaman, Superman Red and Superman Blue, Shazam, and then I think we've got some of the ladies at the back, Supergirl and Wonder Woman, Power Girl and the Flash, and Green Lantern, my favourite Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner. And then we've got Batgirl, we've got some Alex Ross figures there based on Kingdom Come. That Kingdom Come Superman is from my childhood, well, my 20s, missing a hand. But yes, I just love the Alex Ross style, and these are Alex Ross. I think it was a 6-pack with these. So yeah, they've all kind of got that Alex Ross, more realistic looking. That's a Green Lantern with the same hammer of steel, so you can notice that it's bending as well. And Red Tornado is one of my favourite classic obscure DC Comics characters. But yeah, I love it when DC do stuff like this. They make the action figures look like the artists, so like Alex Ross, like Ed McGuinness or Alex Ross here. And then the bottom of this is just comic kind of collections, and yeah, McFarlane Toys Superboy, and that's from a wave 1 of Legends of Dragonor from Formo Toys, which are great action figures. So yes, very colourful and very awesome. I just love that shelf. So there we go, there's part 3 of my toy room tour. So yes, hopefully that gives you an idea of what I've transformed my study into. So as I said, it's probably due a refresh, and I'll probably will do that at some point. But yeah, thank you for watching all the way to the end. And you know, probably like all of us, I've got stuff in boxes and stuff kind of scattered around in various parts of the house as well, but this is the main focus of the toy room. If you want to see the first 2 parts, which I did at the start of this year, then yeah, definitely give those a watch as well. But hopefully this will give you an overview of the kind of stuff I've been collecting for the last 8, 9, 10 years. What is time? It just goes by very quickly, doesn't it? And I want to thank again everybody for watching, commenting, liking, sharing, all that kind of stuff that YouTube wants us to do. But I'm very appreciative, especially now that I've hit 250 subscribers. It's a bit of a milestone, so I'm very thankful for everyone who watches these videos. So yes, more content to come for sure. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Goodbye, geeks.